Hello you guys, it's Hydra here, and sorry for the lack of uploads. I've been having some problems with my body, and it's been really hard for me to upload and actually do anything for the past week, so I'm sorry, but the uploads will continue, and I'll probably get to all that stuff in a later video. But today, we're doing a Trick Room team today, and it's basically a tutorial how to take on and beat Trick Room. Trick Room, it has been around since 4th gen, and it has ups and downs in the meta, but it's still very good nonetheless, depending on how you run it. And today I'm going to teach you how to beat it and, basically just slide over and make it very easy for you. And, I did all the research, people don't like to read, so that's why you got me to help you out. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so our step number 1 is obviously identifying the Trick Room Pokemon. Now, I always say in most of my videos that the team preview is very important. The team preview is the battle starting before the battle actually starts, in a way. To be kind of exact, it shows you what you need to lead off with, what your opponent has, what your opponent might lead off with. And making a bad selection can really cost you the entire battle if you want to be completely honest. How advanced the meta is and whatnot. And you just gotta really make the right selection on your behalf. If you make a bad lead, it's not the end of the world, but you can and most likely will be punished for it. So I've compiled a number of Pokemon that are usually associated with Trick Room most of the time, and they have their place in the meta. So I'll obviously start off with Bronzong, it's still a psychic type Pokemon. Let me say right now, most of the Pokemon here are psychic type. Bronzong is a good choice. It's very bulky and has a levitate. That's just mostly they run that or heat proof, but heat proof is like meh. But yeah, Bronzong is very good and it's very bulky. It's always has a mean gyro ball. If you know what gyro ball does, the slower you are, the more it hurts your opponent. And yes, it still has the same effect in Trick Room. So that's why they use it a lot. Now, Cresselia is another Pokemon that associated with Trick Room. Very bulky, especially defensive too. And it also has levitate and it also has healing properties. So that's another reason why people use Cresselia. And now we move on to Mega Slowbro. And Mega Slowbro, the reason why they use it because it has healing properties. I believe its base form like regular Slowbro, it gets Regenerator. It can be critted and it gets slack off, so it gets property healing that way. And I think it get cursed too. But yeah, that's another reason why it gets people use it with Trick Room a lot. It's very slow and it can be a big threat in Trick Room. Now the most used is Porygon 2, because Porygon 2 with the Eviolite is like damn near, it's meta as hell. It's very bulky. It has recover. It has a lot of its move pool is so wide, and that's the reason why people run Trick Room the most. So that's the one thing you have to watch out for. Now, this Pokemon right here, Reuniclus, most people run it on Trick Room too, but it's kind of like it's fading out. That's why I put it as seldom. It used to be like a big thing in black and white and stuff like that. And Mimikyu, the reason I put seldom on Mimikyu because most people put it's usually the attacking variant. Just raw power on Mimikyu. But Mimikyu does have access to Trick Room, and it can be a threat in there too. Just like how it gets Swords and stuff like that. So it's basically get a free Trick Room up too. So that's why I put seldom. It has a rising popularity. Also, what I forgot was on Guru, it's starting in Dusclops. They also get access to Trick Room as well. So let's move on. Okay, so now we move on to number 2, and number 2 is taunt. You stop the problem before it even happens, and if you taunt them and you get it right, if you predict what they lead off with, because most of the time they lead off with the Trick Room, so they want to get it up as soon as possible. So, when you taunt them, it stops them dead in their tracks. And my personal recommendation is using Sneasel or Infernate, because Weavile. Weavile is very fast and has a decent move pool too, and it hits hard too. It's frail, but that's how it is. And pro tip: if you want to set, if you can counter your opponent's lead, your Trick Room, 9 times out of 10 they're going to switch out because they don't want to lose their Trick Room mod. So you can use a mod like Infernate, that gets access to Taunt and Stealth Rocks, and you just be flying from there. Now, also another thing to do for your Taunt mod is Sableye or Thunderous. That's my recommendation, because they both get access to Prankster, and Prankster, if you don't know, your status moves get priority. So no matter how fast they are, even though most Trick Room mods are slow anyway, it'll stop them dead in their tracks. So that's what my recommendation are. So now we're at number 3, and number 3 is predicting / Okoing. Now, in the event that you don't have a taunt on your team, what you need to do is try as fast as possible to knock that Pokemon out. Because when Trick Room gets going, it can get very dangerous for you if you have a lot of fast and fragile mons. So if you look to the left right here, Trick Room has -7 priority. That means it's going to go last guaranteed, because it'll be kind of busted if it somehow can go first, even with Prankster, so no matter what, it's going to go last. So take advantage of that. And it's also good for you, if you think about it, try to leave off with your Mega, because your opponent's not going to attack you this turn, So what you need to do is try to hit him as hard as you can, knock the Pokemon out. And the pro tip: if you're unsure if that's their lead or not, just set up, if you're applicable to. You don't want to set up at the wrong time. But, just set up, because you might not know what's coming in next, because most of the time they're going to switch out after the set up Trick Room. Okay, but now we're going to move on to number 4. Okay, so now, assuming that the Trick Room is up and you couldn't stop it, we're going to move on to number 4. And my advice will be to take advantage of it. It will throw your opponent off a lot if you send out your slow mon so you can use the Trick Room to your advantage. It will kind of mess them up. And my personal recommendation move will be Curse, because you get +1 attack and defense, and you get slower in the Trick Room, so you'll be faster, and you will hit harder, and you'll have defense. But I know the situation might not be like that, but if you can, try to go for it. And my pro tip on this one is priority moves ignore speed. So basically like Fake Out or Extreme Speed or anything like that, anything to at least you can get damage off, because some damage is better than no damage, if that makes sense, so you can get chip damage. But anyway, we're gonna move on to number 5, and this one is gonna be kind of a doozy. Okay, so now we're at number 5, and I understand that this might not be applicable to everybody, but this is why I say it's kind of a doozy. Number 5 is resetting the Trick Room. Now, when you make Trick Room, if you be faster, whoever's slower is faster for 5 turns. But if you reverse it, it'll go back to normal. It's like a reverse, and you put it and use a reverse back. So now it's how it's supposed to be in the first place. And my recommendation for that is for a bulk set. Probably something like a bulky Cresselia, maybe even Bronzong. So you can at least get your mons back to where they should be, and that's why they usually run them in doubles. They probably send out a fast mon and a Trick Room mon just in case the opponent has a Trick Room team, just in case, so they can be fast like they're supposed to be. And if you're doing singles, my pro tip is it's most successful when you're doing switches. So maybe if you scare your opponent out, it'll throw them really off guard if you reset the Trick Room, depending how many turns of it, because, depending how many turns is left, it might not even be worth it. Okay, so now we're at the last one, and this one is it takes a lot of skill. It may sound easy, but it takes a lot of skill. my number 6 one is Stall / Weaken. Now, like I said in the beginning, you know, it's probably good to have a Prankstermon. Probably like Willow with the Pokemon or Thunderwave it. Even though it'll kind of make it bad in the long run if you Thunderwave it, I wouldn't really. I kind of suggest that if the Trick Room is going away. That's just my thought. But maybe if the Trick Room is on his last turn, my recommendation is Fake Out, Protect, or Dragon Dance. Here's why. Because Fake Out, you know, you get some damage off, and you know the Trick Room is going to end the next turn, so your Pokemon speed will probably be where it should be. Protect is always good because it's always a safe play. You know, let the turn go by. You know, no damage. And Dragon Dance, if you're confident that your Pokemon okay, let me put it like this. If your Pokemon can live a hit, or they're switching out and you Dragon Dance, you're gonna be in a good shape the next turn because you'll be back where you were supposed to be. You'll be and you're gonna hit harder. And that's basically it. And if you look to right here, you see the priority chart. Helping Hand is first. It has a priority of 5. That's why I said in the pro tip, like I think number 2, priority is a big thing, but it don't involve speed. Well, okay, let me put it like this: the speed it gains. So Baneful Bunker, Detect, Endure, King Shield, all that is going to be pretty high up on the chart. But you see a lot of attacking moves like Cell Rock, Aqua Jet. They're priority 1, so they're always going to be outsped by another move, if that makes sense. But you know, they're just a little tidbit. And you know, like I said, for my pro tip, set up, you know, maybe do a Swords Dance or anything like that. That's so next turn it'd be a living hell for your opponent, and any that try to send back their Trick Room on, it's probably going to get cold right then and there, and you know, cut off the head and the body will fall. So okay then. So now we're at the end of the video. I really guys hope you enjoyed and learned from this video. I put a lot of work into it, and just watch it again if you need any help. Just comment down below if you want me more transparency or anything like that. I'm gonna make more tutorials. My next tutorial, I'm debating whether it's gonna be team building or how to deal with weather teams or anything like that. So just comment down below which one you want too if you need help. But you know, I'm always here to help my subs, and just hit me up. I think that's about it. So thank you and have a good day. Goodbye.